we are with you. Yeah. We are people that you well.
Right. That's a mic today.
This battle I had is not mine. I know that my God's gonna fight it. Give me victory at the end of the day. No matter the score, will not back down. You come through for me, I'm still standing. You leave for me is greater than what's in the world. Alright, 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 everything's gonna be alright, hey. 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 I'm winning, you're winning, we're winning. We're winning this battle, 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 battle, battle. I don't been teach me nenkanana. Kamedia kane, missy I want seen a man sign she laughter. What people that know be a new chapter. The soon was and the suit kaftan. Me and Anto messing a sin in a chin bend down, train crying whole canter. So how come with the pet channel? That's a me and no quarantine me true bano. Mamma me answer named Jenny or don't patenting stuff for a year, dear saying who when I'm in the metem. Being see me crying, me can't me giant, me say kind when they whine. Me in my buying, or no woman who buy, me come and him. Nana mean to me sign. Yeah. Alright, 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 everything's gonna be alright, hey. 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 I'm winning, you're winning, we're winning. We're winning this battle, 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 battle. Alright, 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 everything's gonna be alright, hey. 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 I'm winning, you're winning, we're winning. We're winning this battle, 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 battle.
Eledu marry. Ohini. Kini wa ya Juda. Juda mujata. Joba yin dun mo wa. Me kon edo wa yin. Eyin ni kon ni awa nilo ni gbogbo. Pa mi yan wo bibia ni ye bia. Emma joba lo. Koswa dini. Emma joba lo. Koswa dini. We need your glory, Lord. We need your power, Lord, to dwell among us. We can't do nothing, Lord. We empty, oh Lord, without your presence. We need your glory, Lord.
We need your glory, Lord.
We need your power, Lord.
We need your power, Lord,
to dwell among us. nothing, Lord, without your praise. Okay.
With 4 kids. We've dated for 18 years, and he happens to be an elder in his church. I was 18 years when we started. This man always tells me bad stuff about the wife and how he's ready to divorce his wife and marry me. He's been telling me this for the past 18 years. So I intentionally went to his house and did something to provoke the wife and to make her pack out of the house. The wife apparently had heard about me, but never knew me in person. So I wanted to piss her off with my beauty and physique. I later heard from their house help that when the man got back and heard what I did in his absence, he rather pleaded with the wife and told the wife I came to his office to tempt him. What hurts me is the wife has a Range Rover, but he later compensated the wife with the wife he always said bad things to me about with a new Land Cruiser just for her to stay and forgive him for what I did. I even sent the wife voice recordings of our conversations and text messages, but the woman is still with the man. I have prayed and fasted, but still, she doesn't want to leave. I don't know whether he doesn't want to marry me because he thinks I cannot be a good stepmother to the kids or not. I'm a lovely person and I love children. His firstborn is 15 and the last is 6. Please don't tell me to move on because I won't. He has wasted my time. He drove all my potential husbands away. I tried doing things. Please, they were already having marital issues before I met the man. But from the look of things, this man can only marry me when the woman dies. Please advise before things get out of hand.
Okay, so you heard this letter is so interesting. It's so interesting. But before I say anything, even the Bible says a man who commits adultery lacks understanding. A lot of, this letter was on social media within the week, and we all said whatever we wanted to say. But the truth of the matter is, I'm not in support of what the lady did, but have we also thought of the man? Before we think about everything, we are coming to talk, but we are going to give our honest opinion. We are not going to judge the lady. We are not going to judge anyone. We are going to talk based on scriptures. You understand the letter. The lady dated a man for 18 years. When she started dating this man, she was 18, and now she's 36. The man's first child is 15 years, and the last one is 6 years. So I'll leave it to the panel to discuss. I'll start with Lay Minister Akoto. You're welcome.
When I read the letter, it was quite interesting because, but before, first of all, let me read Deuteronomy chapter 5, verse 21. Neither shalt thou desire thy neighbor's wife, neither shalt thou covet thy neighbor's house, his field, or his manservant, or his maidservant, his ox, or his ass, or anything that is thy neighbor's. This man is married. You have been dating the man for 18 years. In the first place, you started dating at the age of 18, and you were dating a married man. I have a very serious problem with this lady. Now, when you met her, they were already having issues, like she said. As a Christian, when people are having issues or people are having marital issues, you go in to settle it. If you cannot settle it, you get somebody to help to settle. You don't go in to take the place of the person. And for what the lady did, I don't think it is a Christian attitude. You went in to take advantage and to take something that does not belong to you. And for 18 years, this man has deceived you. He has made you to believe that he will marry you. So for 18 years, he is not marrying you. Who else do you need to come and tell you that you should run out of this relationship? Now, looking at the letter, the man has money. Because for the man to be buying Range Rovers and Land Cruisers, it means that the man has money. So I think the lady is a gold digger who is not in for the man, but for the wealth of the man. Because if at 36 years, he is ready to marry a man who has 4 children, when she herself doesn't even have one, then I think she has a problem. Mommy, she has a
when she met the man didn't have a child because she's dated for 18 years, and the man's first child is 15 years.
You see, the wife stayed with the husband despite all the threats and other things that the lady, to tell us that the wife is indeed a wife. And I believe that it is God that is doing this to the woman. It is God that is helping. And I heard her saying she prayed. Prayed to who? You fasted. Fasted for what?
She starved.
Yes. Fasted for what? That you will take somebody's marriage for 18 years. You've been dating this man. Mommy, I think that this lady must be born again. If she's listening, she needs to be born again. And she needs to come again. She needs to come again, because you cannot say you want to take the life of the same man you want to marry, or you kidnap the kids and you do all these things. It tells us that she is in pain now.
She's
and
bitter.
yes, and so she wants to do something not to get the man, but it is because her expectations have been cut off, and her expectations were money. I mean, somebody will be asking, why are we not addressing the man? I will personally not address the man because
Why?
the man has not brought any letter to us. And it is the woman who is actually fine.
But there are people going through some of these things.
Yes.
And it was stated that the man is an elder. So just like the lady stated, she was like, he is an elder and he's a grown-up, so he should know better.
Mommy, I would like to comment on that. So you are 36 years and you are saying that someone is a grown-up. So is she thinking that she's a child? When you started dating this man, you were 18 years. So you could have been pardoned. You could have said that you were naive then. You are 36 years, been dating this man for 18 years, and you think that you are a child.
Well, when the man met the girl, she was just 18. She was a teenager.
Then that's 18 years ago. We are talking 36 now.
Yeah, 18.
Her vote, one vote can influence political decisions.
It's true, though. It's
My
true.
take on this issue is that this letter made me read on adultery. And I chanced upon Leviticus chapter 20.
Okay.
And it says that anybody that commits adultery must be put to death. That was in the Old Testament. So if the lady is listening now, if were to be in the Old Testament time, she wouldn't be alive because she would have been killed by now. God would have allowed the elders of the land to kill her.
Okay.
So that shows just how serious it is for you to wreck somebody's home. I'm just thinking of how this woman will feel, the wife of the man will feel if she hears that her husband has been dating another woman for 18 years. I mean, that is causing emotional and mental torture to another woman. And how do you think that prayer and fasting that you have been doing is going to yield results? You're already operating in error. So you cannot pray to God in that error. God does not listen to that kind of prayer. Okay. So that's what I have to say for now.
Yeah, for me, I want to look at it from another perspective. You know, if the lady started dating the man at 18 years, and before they started dating, the man was saying bad stuff about the wife to the lady, it means the man started working on her brains before she turned 18. And that also makes the man, it puts the man in a very wrong position. You know, around those times, as a woman, you are forming, your emotions and everything. So it's very easy to be drawn to a man. It's very easy to build some kind of trust. That's the time that you want to try your first dating, maybe your first boyfriend and everything. And I'm sure the man was there for the lady for a while, for her to have made up her mind to even go with the man. So at that point that the lady was building her senses and emotions to be able to make right choices, that part of her brains or her mind has already been tampered with by the man. I should say a bad adult, you know, and it really affected her because her latter statement, you can see that she boldly said that, don't ask me to leave because I won't. That should tell you how she started forming her mind. She didn't, it did not start one day. So for her, she has now come to accept this as the right way of living, the proper and appropriate way. You know, God tells us that he says before us life and death, but we should choose life. It doesn't mean you can't choose death, even in the house of the Lord, because God spoke to his children and he knew there was death, there was life. Unfortunately, she was influenced to choose death because the path she's treading is definitely leading to death.
I also think the man fed the girl with what she wanted to hear.
Yeah.
The man knows that if I come to tell you that my wife is doing this to me, you feel pity for me. So anything for instance, if you are matured up there and someone comes to you to say some of these things, you would know that, no, if your wife is doing this to you, I'm not the right person for you to come to. Talk to your pastor. You're a man of God. You're an elder. So talk to your bishop. Do something about it. You don't come to me for consolation. Because I know of situations where the men only remember the girls when there's an issue with the wife. They don't they wouldn't call the girls until maybe they have an issue, and then they go and look for consolation from the women outside.
Every cheat is a liar.
I know.
Every cheat is a liar. So this man has been lying to this lady all this while. All the things he told the lady about the wife were not true. If not, after all this, he won't go and apologize to the wife and even add a V8. It shows the love that he has for the wife. But it's just that he wants to cheat. And every cheat is a liar. So this lady has been deceived for 18 years. At 36, he will find an ambitious, handsome young man to marry. It's still not too late for him.
Yeah, I think that this is a very, as we all said, a very interesting topic. And as we were talking, then my mind just went back, from the beginning. I want to ask that how was this lady trained from the home? Because at times when your home gives you so much luxury to think about you having too much right beyond your category, you start to think that you can do anything at any point in time. A home that is built on the word of God will always hammer the harm that you might cause when you date a married man. And I want to ask, which friends was this lady listening to? And was this man the first man she had ever met, or she had tried?
At 18?
Oh yeah, we are in a society. We are in a society. We are in a society where 12-year-old ladies are getting pregnant,
Yes.
and you are wondering at what age they start.
Yeah.
So this lady positioned herself in a way that she has been deceived and deceived well, because I'm sure that she was drawn to the man because of the things that she was getting, the gifts. Because around 18 years, when your parents are not able to give you some things in the house, you'll be looking for who can give me such gifts. And I want to be like, this lady knows from the beginning that this man was married. Because, she knew from the beginning that she was married. Elder in church. That means that she adamantly wanted to try something that is wrong from the beginning. This man is wrong. But in this case, this man is playing the role of a victim to the wife. When he was caught, he says the lady seduced me at home. Yeah. And they knew their love language. You must understand that if a married man is telling you bad things about whatever about the wife, he's looking for a way to rest for a while. Then he will go back. He has vowed to marry someone. So you must put yourself, no, this lady has shown that he's a strange woman. The Bible says that a strange woman will flatter with her lips. And if you look at scripture very carefully, she wants a man and she wants a great person. And she's ready to break a home. This point that she has reached a point where she can kill. And it's a serious thing that she has to look at her psychological status right now before she's jailed for life. Because you have wasted your life for 18 years. It's not the man. Let me draw the line that you said he drew people away from you. No, you did yourself with your own hands. You must understand that a bad wife will pull down her home. You have sacked the men with her own hands. You have sacked the men yourself by your attitude. And by what you were getting, you have driven them away. Knowing that you're married to a married man. And for you to think that this man will divorce. Bible said that God hates divorce. And the Bible said that we are the apple of his eyes. And if you are trying to push a man to divorce, then you are waging war against God. And the Bible says that it is a fearful thing to fall in the hands of the Lord. God has ordained, it's an elder who is committing adultery, but their wedding was blessed in the church. That is the fearful thing about marriage. The Bible says that when you are married, they say what God has put together, let no man put asunder. Okay. That's the reason why this prayer cannot be answered.
She fasted.
Oh, that fasting, she starved because exactly. So this lady needs a serious counseling.
And she was like, she sent video, she sent recordings, and the woman is still there. So what should she do?
There's a difference between a girlfriend and a wife.
I know that, lady, if you are watching, I can understand the situation you find yourself in. First of all, I'll sympathize with you. That is not a pleasant situation. I know that all the other panelists are trying to lambast and then say it straight. but you brought this issue to us.
You want to go, Kev?
Yeah, you brought this issue to us for us to give you a good advice. And what I want to set straight is that we will not sit here and condone or support what is wrong. Now, first of all, I was going to tell you to move on, but you are telling us that we shouldn't tell you to move on. But that is what you are supposed to be doing for now, because this man has wasted, you have wasted your time, but it is not too late to do a U-turn. There's a man out there who is waiting for you. The best advice I can give to you is not to still go after this man, because it is clear that the man loves the wife. And we are not going to tell you to continue pursuing somebody's husband. It is true you need a husband, but somebody's husband cannot be your husband. That is a clear foundation you need to understand. Somebody's wife cannot be your wife. Somebody's husband cannot be your husband. So we want to tell you that forget about this man. He has wasted your time, all right, but it is not too late to move on. So the best advice is please move on. You need a counselor. So if you need someone to counsel you, you can still contact us. We will get you somebody to give you a good counsel, to groom you, and know what to do to move on. Because, yeah.
No, she
needs a
psychologist.
Psychologist. Okay, sorry. Thank you.
This house help thing is even scary.
Yeah.
You say you are even cool with the house help to the extent that you kidnapping the kids would be easy.
It should be said, because with this well, you see, sometimes some of these things that when people send out cases where couples or have poisoned their children, died, or people have threatened family, and then sometimes brought havoc. It comes out like this. Sometimes we just go straight and say, oh, you are not correct, this one, forget it. But there's a realm where deception and delusion becomes reality to you. There's a realm where you believe a lie so much that the lie becomes so strong to you that just telling the person off is not so. The person can tell you that she has been bold enough to send the wife recordings, and the wife is not giving her attention. She's not ready to take no for an answer, and even considering doing whatever she wants to do. She has got to a point where even killing the children will not even work on her conscience, because she feels she's got to a point where she feels that what belongs to someone, she has been able to deceive herself to the point that she believes things that you are. And it happens. And these things, when we put them up, there are people that feel like probably it's a story that probably we have written ourselves and put that. But it's happening. There are people sitting in churches, not just church, let me not even be church. There are people sitting around, and all they are waiting for is for the lady or the wife of someone, the husband of someone to die, because they feel that they saw him. There's a way of frustration. Can let people get a point that they saw in the dream that they were getting married. So this is my husband. So long as you are married, they are waiting that the person will die. There are even couples who are praying that God will kill their spouse, so that and it's very, and those prayers can be, God never answered. You even like this one, the more you pray such prayers, the more God is beginning to even give your spouse more long life and live long. So this woman has lived in delusion for a long time. Well, 18 years. I believe strongly that she was not a virgin. I believe that she was real, because for you to be able to accept someone at that young age, 18 years, the person tells you that I'm married, I want to date you and start going. Now the question is, if the man did not have money, would she even have gone on for these 18 years? I doubt. If along the 18 years the man has lost his job and become poor, will she have gone on for this or that? Aside everything, I'm very sure that this is a man that you have benefited from. Yeah. I'm sure for 18 years, you were 18 years, if you have finished university, I'm sure the money he has spent on you, the what do you call it, the fees you took from your parents, the double fees you took from him. I can bet you, looking at what they are talking about this man, I can bet you the lady has really benefited from the man. So at least take that one as a consolation. You all decided to enjoy your... So that is where I'm coming to, that she should understand that both of them enjoy themselves, because you are giving your body to a man you are not married to. Now, this story, when I was growing up where we were staying, a lady moved in with I think at the time she had about 2 kids, and there was an elderly man who was coming. At my young age, I thought they were married, but at my young age, I was like, the age gap is too wide for them to be married. It was later I grew up, realized that they were not married. But on their case, she was able to come to a point where to accept that there is a married man who might not ever marry me, but he is taking care of me, he's taking care of my children, he's paying for it. So then let me just be there, an unofficial second wife. And then when growing up to understand that, to know that she was a Christian, I really felt that. So even in this case, if this lady decide that, okay, well, then I still want the man, he's good to me, he gives me money, probably I've given him my body, we have got him so emotional, and want to still stay, give birth for him, let him take care of my children, it is still wrong that you say you're Christian. Mommy, for me, I think that she should go to the pastor if she wants. The bishop, because me, if I was a pastor, I want to hear certain things, because she coming to a bishop will think that she's going to tell the bishop that the bishop will help to divorce the marriage for you and for her to marry. No, then that is when we will get to know that, well, the elder needs help, and she too needs help.
But you know, sometimes these girls also blackmail them, and like, if you try to leave me, I'm going to tell your wife.
But now she has to.
The wife is aware now.
The wife is aware.
She really doesn't care.
The person who has been used here is the wife.
Is that wife?
Yes, it's the wife.
Not the lady. I mean, the person who should be alarmed here and should be annoyed here is the wife, who is even aware of all these things. You understand? And is still married. For the wife to still accept the V8 Land Cruiser, it means the wife has forgiven.
No, but the fact is, the wife doesn't know what is going on. The man told the wife that
she came to the office to...
Yeah.
No.
Came in the office.
Mommy, she
but the
said
woman
she's
came.
Sending messages.
No. You think the woman believes it?
No, she said in it that
the woman knew.
The woman, when
Has
the
heard.
had
Heard about her,
but didn't know her, so
But
she
do we
went
know what
to
the man
show
told?
herself.
Do we know how the man defended his case?
No,
woman.
I'm sure the only difference here is that the lady has come to terms. But I'm sure that people have seen them
So he was
together.
trying to protect the wife from getting hurt.
No, mommy, from looking at the case, I'm not sure this is a wife who trusts the husband or and does not know what is going on.
I mean,
In a way, this is I want to use the word a strong woman, but you know, somebody who understand that I've made an oath.
Okay.
There are some women, they are not women, there are people like that we have discussed issues here about grounds for divorce and the rest. But this is a woman that I believe that who has a very strong, I'm sure you said that the husband is an elder, I'm sure the woman too might be but I'm sure she's somebody who, so long as the man, I'm sure she's even aware of the man's weakness.
But please, shouldn't we expect more from the man who happens to be an elder?
That is why I said that I'll be happy for the woman to go and then report.
Because he is an elder in church, but we all kept bashing this woman.
You must understand.
What about the man?
No, I said she should be
the man
You have to say something.
Yeah, either which way, even if the man is reported to the bishop or whatsoever, I don't think the church will support a divorce or breaking the home, because kids are also involved. Now, this lady just needs to know that her time is up, she needs help, and if this man had wanted you as a second wife, you would have done that long ago. So this one should just tell you that there's no way you can have your way in this issue. So just put yourself together. it's not too late. Just put the bits and the pieces together and then move on.
Reporting the husband is not for the church to do divorce. No, it's to let them know the truth. There's an elder who must be brought to order.
And also, but they will still remain married.
Yeah, they will still remain married. So, if I
doesn't give any answer.
No. To let the lady also know that because there are instances where, as a pastor, there are people that when they are having issues in their relationship, or even there are people that are dating people in church, and I'm not aware of the relationship they are dating, probably the person outside. Then when issues start going wrong, they will call you, the pastor, at least for myself, to think that I would speak on their behalf, or let the people around do what they want. And I said no. Then in that case, the two of you should come, because I was not aware of it. So you come. Then we sit down, we talk, and I tell, okay, well, these are not couples. Okay, this is what this person around is saying. This is what you are saying. This relationship that you are doing, this character will not help the person. I can't force a person to marry because the person I've been dating for 2-3 years or whatever. So at that point in time, I'm able to talk to the other party who is coming from outside or those inside, so that this person will be able to really forgive. Because as we are saying, 2 years, 18 years, whatever years relationship, there are some people that even 6 months of dating you, if you decide to leave them, they can get to a point where they can do anything to you. They can do anything to you. So me, that is the case where I wish the lady talks to the pastor, so that the pastor will know how delusional the lady is, and how wrong the elder is, to bring the elder also to point.
Okay, so if you just joined us, we are talking about a woman who has dated a man for 18 good years, a married man with 4 kids. And she's now, she wants us to advise her on what to do. She wants to kidnap the kids or hurt the woman, the wife of the man. What should she do? Send your comments and your questions in the comment section, and we'll read it out. Thank you.
Even with the audio recordings, if you go ahead to hurt the kids, she's a prime suspect.
I know, right?
Yeah. And so even that one, the reason for doing that is so that the man will marry. She'll end up. She said 80 years have been wasted. It's 36 years. She will spend the rest of her life.
Yeah. Even 45 years are getting married.
Oh yeah, and they are giving birth. And I think that the elder in this situation might also be dating other young ladies in the church. This case has to be brought to the bishop so that they can. Then if elder needs help before she transfers, now that she knows that maybe one avenue has been exposed, there's a possibility that if I'm not dealt with and I act as a victim, I can transfer this whole thing to another person again. And he is growing and he's getting more money. So he'll be sure. And these things are happening in the church. And we have to be very careful about what our members in church are really hearing from the pulpits. At times people come to church and they are looking at how nice the pastor's wife, like my mommy, is. And,
like yourself.
and they forget to focus on what the Bible is saying. This lady obviously doesn't want to accept scripture. It's obvious that she knows what she has to do, but it's like a force that is pushing her. So she needs physical, spiritual, every kind of help before she commits suicide herself. And also, what shows that when she becomes a stepmother, she will not poison all the children, so that she can have all the children.
Dr. She said she's a lovely person.
No, she's a lovely person who is thinking of eliminating a whole wife. And I think that whatever this wife is doing, she should go and apologize and encourage her to do more. Because for her to stand in her marriage, and when you come to your house, she didn't break your legs.
I know, right?
All that she came to do, in the absence of the husband, she didn't break your leg, and she allowed you to go home safe and sound. She needs to go and apologize and ask this man to truly forgive her so that she can move on.
No, Dr. Seth, she hasn't reached that point. For someone to say that we should not even ask her to move on.
She has to.
At what point is she going to? No, she's very strong and tough. And unfortunately,
it's because
I don't see
investment. It's because her investment has gone wrong.
I say strong, she's a strong woman because she's bitter, but she won't commit
Negative
suicide.
energy.
Now, what she
Yes.
will do is that she will try as much as possible to cause damage.
Yes, to the
not
people
to herself.
To compensate.
But
herself.
you might be surprised that in the end,
Yeah.
she
But
might
not
want to end
to
it.
cause any no, she will not do that. That is not the kind of woman I'm seeing
Too
here.
smart for that.
No,
You know,
you do
yesterday,
that.
Papa was preaching and he made a statement. He was like, God has, you have a prophetic word that you're going to have a glorious marriage. Yet you are dating a married woman, like a married man. Okay, so how do you expect, you're holding the man like a handbag. How do you expect God to release your own husband?
Exactly.
There's no way. I was talking to my sister about this issue today when we were going to my stepmother's funeral today. And my sister was like, these things happen because there's a lady that has been talking to her about some of these things. She dates men of like married men. Yeah, so they went to a church and the lady I think they were praying for marriage. And this lady was clapping and said, my sister said, hey, stop. So the lady was like, why? I said, but you are dating married men, so why are you praying for God to give you your own marriage?
Yeah.
You know.
Maybe she was also praying for the one she's dating's wife.
Yeah, that's also very possible. But for the man, I just want to look at the man. For the man, I don't even think if the lady goes to report the man, the whole truth will come out because the man has lied, worked on this lady's brain, worked on his own wife's brain. I mean, the two major problems. He has worked on it.
I'm not sure he has worked
And
on the
I
wife.
believe that the man is to have managed these strong, tough women. You can see that the
But me,
woman
I'm
is
not
very
sure
tough,
the woman
and the
she
man
has-
too is
because
tough.
the
But the
children,
man
they're
has
the
But
ones.
how
managed.
sure is she that even if the woman
And dies,
the
you will
man
not-
will marry
yes.
her?
No, she's so delusional that she's waiting for it to happen to
And
see what
even
happens.
if the man marries you, what makes you
The
think that
man
he's not
will be
going to
scared
do
of
it with-
you.
No, he's even going to
And
do
you're
what
going
he
to-
did with you for
exactly.
another woman.
And she
Like,
was
he'll do
talking
the same
about her
thing.
body and her physique. And it goes to all the women who
cares
think they
about
can
that?
use their body to take other people's husbands.
No.
Look, men don't marry because of body.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, men don't marry because it is not the prime thing that will drive a man to marry a woman. It's not body. In any case, if the man wanted to marry a woman who has that kind of body, maybe he would have gone in for it. But if the man married a woman who understands him, you understand what I'm saying? So you don't say, I try to send pictures or I try to do for the woman to see my body so that she gets scared and run away from them.
But that's also because of what the man has told the lady. Probably the man says that when I see you, as for this your body.
So the man
what she
tells
has
you
been
what
fed
you want
with.
to hear.
Yes.
Maybe he wants to have fun. He definitely when he met you, he said he had issues with his wife. Yet he's able to give birth to 4 children with the same woman that he has. Like,
Yeah, you know.
Like, and you
3
don't
years,
think
3
about
years
it.
after he has met you.
Exactly.
I'm having issues with my wife.
My wife is a bad woman. Da, 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 da. Like,
keep the
really?
relationship
The question
Go-
you should be
going.
asking yourself is, if the wife is such a bad woman, why is he still married to her?
Why did he
And
even
why hasn't he left
compensation
the
with
wife
the land
And you should ask yourself, if I'm in the wife's shoes and somebody is doing this to
said
me.
today, someone said, as for me, I said, as for her, dear, if she meets a man like this, she'll have fun because if you cheat on me and
Yeah, buy me things.
and you buy me things, then go and cheat and buy the things.
Yes,
Yeah, that's
yes.
what someone told us.
Yeah,
That one is another topic for
Someone also said
The
that.
woman is a good woman. The woman
Yeah.
is a good, because someone will say, okay, go and have fun and be buying their things for her.
Yes.
Well, I'm not.
But it's
some
still
people,
wrong.
Some people will have such a mindset, but well, then that means that those are not people that are really into the marriage and really Christians. If I put that, because you can never be. There are people who have worked out of money. Money is not everything. Yeah, I've said everything. I'm sure the woman staying in the marriage is one because of a strong Christian value she has, and 2 probably the children she has, respect for the marital institution,
But
and knowing.
if this woman doesn't know and she gets to know something,
No, mommy, but at this stage she knows.
I feel like she's been lied to.
No.
I think she has a clue.
No.
But she doesn't know the details.
No. You see, mommy,
she doesn't know the details, but she has a clue.
There's no way. You
She
see,
don't have all the details.
no, there's no way from the letter the lady will say that the woman has heard of her.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a
Comes
clue.
into your house, tells you this is what I've done, sends you voice recordings, maybe she didn't even say video recordings
and
voice recordings and messages, and then the husband can still lie to the wife. No, I'm not sure.
No, but
at this point she can't lie to the wife.
Hey, Bobby, what are you saying?
Not cover 18 years.
He's so smart.
The man is like smart.
The messages will not cover 18 years of their relationship. It will be a recent message or something.
It will cover
something very seductive and whatever. But the details she might not be aware.
Even if it will cover 18 years.
Look at it
Like
this
my
way.
husband.
So I come to tell you that, oh, this is what has happened between myself and your husband. And we've been doing this for the past 18 years. Blah, blah, blah. I give you voice audios and things for you to listen to. Your husband comes like, are you serious? This girl did that. But this is someone who came to my office to seduce me about a month or two ago. Okay? And then I go to town, come back and beg you, plead with you, and then get you a Land Cruiser. What will make you think that all these 18 years things is true?
Mommy, there is a realm where things are taken lightly.
Yeah.
There is a realm when things are backed with evidence. Now, I don't want us to forget what the lady said.
Okay.
The lady said that the woman has heard of her. That means the woman, you see, in the same way.
What if she heard of her from the house help?
No.
Because this house help
or people around.
No, but the house help is
your husband is
that's
cheating.
No, just to create confusion.
I'm just trying to let us know that yes, there are people that can be in a marriage relationship where they can believe a con. There are guys who are con so much that whatever she likes to them. But there are others too that can be given every evidence. It is not every woman that will just get up because she saw, or it's not every woman or every man that will leave the marriage because she saw the wife has committed adultery or whatever. For this evidence, I'm sure she has even done her research.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just she has done research, and I know that there are people that no matter what they do, that is why the lady is shocked. The lady is shocked because for all the things she has said to the woman, the evidence she has given to the woman, she expects by now the woman should have reacted.
Yeah.
And with all this evidence, if the woman is not reacting, then it's a very mature woman, a strong woman, a woman, a faith woman. That, and I'm not saying faith woman to say that to justify anyone who is in a marital relationship and your spouse is cheating on you, that you're a faith person, so then you're no. But it's someone who believes that I made a covenant, I made vows, even if it's not working, I can still make sure that things stand in and work. And to the ladies, okay, mommy.
Okay.
This is from Johnny Atukwe PGI. I don't have a problem with the lady nor the wife of the man, but I have a big problem with the man. He is not born again in the first place. He's just deceiving this young lady.
The lady is not born again.
Yeah, of course. From the beginning, he told us about his wife to the lady. Every marriage they have their love language.
Yeah.
A couple can be seen fighting outside, but when they enter their bedroom, everything it has been resolved, and they know how to deal with it.
Yeah.
So this man has told the lady a lot of lies.
The lady at 18 years, I would have given her sympathize with her more if she was around 16 years.
Yeah.
An 18 years lady to start dating a married woman was already had a boy. She's already been enjoying herself small somewhere.
Oh yeah.
And so the enjoyment. No.
I won't be surprised.
She never stated that she was the first man. She never said that. All that she told us was she was 18 years when he started dating.
And he said
dating the man. And I'm not sure for even if 16, if she was 16 years, and the man was talking to her, but it's not that. Yeah. If we are trying to justify the innocence of the girl, a very innocent girl, even if you start talking to her about your marital issue at 16 years, one will not open up herself for you to have sex with her. She will open up herself.
So this from
she was innocent.
She'll report you to the mother.
Before someone said 18 years, it's enough. We are sorry that she has been used all these years. Yeah. But hey, she should let it all go and move on. Yeah. You can't be chasing someone's husband expecting God to give you one. Yeah. 36 years, God is still in the miracle business. Yeah. She can get her own husband and build a beautiful home. Yeah. And Nyaku Kwame said even if he was telling her bad stuff about the wife, the lady should have known that they are still married. Yeah. And PGI said, okay, my wife, you are destroying my eyes today with your And Prophet Samuel Odonko said, "Did I hear you say you are a good woman? You certainly aren't. Do you necessarily have to hate the wife or separate them in order to marry the man? If you are ready to be a second wife and the man is ready to marry you, then of course you certainly need not to hurt the woman by going all the way to her house to get her angry. That alone didn't speak well of you. She should be coming after you, but not you after her." That is true.
Yeah. So, all that we are trying to tell our sister is that she's not being wise.
Okay.
She's not being wise. And the bottom line is we are helping you to be wise and to take a wise decision. And that wise decision is to move on.
Yes.
Okay? That's the wise thing to do. Now, whatever options that she thinks she has, they are all not wise. Yeah.
And before she moves on, she must return to God.
Yeah.
So
she must change her friends.
She must return to God.
I'm sure their friends.
So Betty Shiraba Nelson Agodo said, so did she expect an answer to that prayer? I don't know whether it's lack of wisdom or I don't know whether they think God is.
Mommy,
if
you read,
I said
Romans.
Okay.
I just want to. You can see that Paul spoke about people's lack of understanding for the word of God and what it leads them to. It leads them into sexual sins and all those sexual immoralities. It continued and spoke about homosexuality and all that. You can see that she has not understood the word of God for herself.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it's an elder of the church that got involved with her. Yes. So it's the one I'm supposed to see as the one that will direct me and show me the way. Yeah, so the man showed her the wrong way. But and to where she's saying that she's not ready.
Someone said an elder is not a man of God.
Oh, it's a man of God.
He said, "Oh, yeah, sorry, Who is an sorry
church worker?
It's a man of God. You know, the lady posted about her body and physique. Okay, so if you are complaining about your age, but you still trust your body and physique, don't you think another man would fall in love with that attractive body and physique? So she should go and sell that body and physique very well. And she should get a husband.
She has benefited so much out of
for
she needs Jesus. She needs
She needs to be born again.
No, but who told you she's already born again?
In case she's born again, she should do the second one.
She's not. Okay, so Benjamin Gansa said, this lady needs the good news to be born again. Other than that, all these godly advice and counsel are foolishness unto her. That is true. That is very true. Because she's even saying that she doesn't want to move on. So, Victoria Akole Mensah said, that's the point. After their advice has been laid on the table, Miss, will you hit to it? As you rightly said, don't tell me to move on. And Vicky Esi Menka Bediako said, she doesn't need a husband. She needs self-discipline, control, purpose, then the rest will follow.
Wow.
That is
that's amazing.
That is true.
Yeah, she needs the Holy Spirit.
Because even if she moves on from this man, what if she's into married men? What if she even gets married and still hook up with another married man?
And it is money, lust for money, that makes them do that. So
and she wants to live
eventually they think it will be difficult to find another man to fit into that same place.
Oh, but now she has benefited a lot, so she can. At a point where deception, delusion become reality, it doesn't. We should also not take the fact that to her, she's in love with the man.
Prof, let me repeat this one. Charles Chukesi Ankra.
Of course.
Yes,
Charles
to her, it's a true love.
When iniquity abounds, evil
for 18 years.
Inevitable. Please, I'm reading that. When iniquity abounds, evil is inevitable. That's what is driving her to the extreme. And Ethel Zoe Awuku said, she did herself. These evil men will always be in the system. Like Jesus said, the poor will always be amongst us. She needs to be helped, but as every human has instinct, she definitely came to different points of realization, but she still stayed. Lots of young ladies need to be pre-alerted about these dangerous men, because now, more than ever, they are bound, and there was a survey. And she didn't complete.
And Mommy, I want to say something. I want to say that some of these things, it shows from the beginning. From the, there are a lot of ladies who are dating, just in a relationship, and they are comfortable snatching their friends' boyfriends.
Yeah.
So it starts from
So
somewhere.
it's easy for them
So
to
it's
do
easy
that.
for them that when they grow, they are looking for whose relationship is working, or whose marriage is working, so that I can go back and snatch. So from the beginning, as a lady, you must clear the thought from out of your mind that if somebody is hooked in a relationship, you back off. If you don't have this discipline from the beginning, you will be tempted to be looking for who is enjoying what. And that might lead you into a place that you might not want. Because if you end up marrying somebody's boyfriend that you have snatched, you must understand that you have sown a seed. And it will surely germinate. And somebody also
From the
come.
beginning, you made a statement. You said if the person has been trained to do this.
Yes.
But sometimes I also feel like the person can be trained, but they can just.
Mommy, I think this one brings the point.
No. You know, when you are 18, you feel
17,
like.
18.
Yeah, because if a man of God was able to do it, how much more?
But at times,
an 18-year-old.
but at times your conscience will prick you. Then you want to run for
so
help.
the man of God, rather that has been trained, doesn't have conscience.
No, I'm saying that if she's if she really hears,
the Bible says that people called conscience have been smeared iron. So, but I think from this point, I take it to advise all parents. Now, we have there's an unknown character or an unspoken characters behind these scenes, which are the parents of this girl. Now, I'm asking myself, 18 years. Is able to date this married woman for 18 years. There are two things. It's either she was coming from a poor home, whom the families that will still encourage their daughter, knowing that the man brings money home. If that is the case, that is poor parenting. But if this is the case where the lady did it for 18 years, by this stage in her life, I'm sure the parents are aware. And the parents got to know at a later age. Then I'm asking ourselves that, as parents, how do we get involved in the life of our children? So at 18 years, they should have known, because some of these things, they start, we have been in school before, they start, ladies, young in essence.
Yeah, in essence.
And most often, 16 years, 17 years, and the mind is just to enjoy themselves and not get hooked on. But unfortunately for this lady, if she's that type, then she thought she could play with it. But unfortunately for her, it was like a cocaine she got hooked on.
She played herself.
That she could not stop.
Yes,
and now
investment
and now it is becoming the lie she knew she was living has now becoming so true to her that she can't bring herself out of it.
So Ethel Zoe Elko also said it is showed before a lady turns 20 she would have received proposal from an average of 3 men over 40 years, which most of them are married. A lot of spiritual education and more is needed, so most younger ladies don't fall victim to these destiny thieves.
Yes, pastors talk to pastors.
But some of the pastors are even the ones
leave the right example.
No, mommy, I don't want to even
for this
go
one,
to
it's
that.
easy to hide
No,
it because
I don't want to go into that answer.
Yeah.
Even the mother will think, oh,
they're not the
the
same
elder is a
church.
good
I spoke about parents. I'm also not speaking to, I'm trying to look at how we can help a lot of these young girls. What I'm saying is that, okay, so then as pastors too, we should also become conscious of talking to our members who are in the SS, because I think once at church, I told some of the younger ladies, I told them that take care of those in SS. Because most of you have been there, you know what they go through. But most of it, we just watch them walking around 15 and they are growing. Nobody is minding them, and people are taking advantage of them.
The social media is also spoiling.
So it should be our corporate responsibility to be able to look out for these ones. You can make them out. There are people around who are in. I speak to them. If they get proposals, some can hide it, but by all means, I'll get to know.
All right. So Bridget Yeboah said the wife is a strong woman who has decided to stay in her marriage till death separates them. And Godfred Obeng said the lady might be having other men she is not talking about. Said she needs God to heal her broken heart. Yeah, the girl is here too. Many make mistakes at the early stages of life because they didn't get the right people to guide them. Do you know if this man were to be a celebrity or something, this girl would have done something to just disgrace the man?
Yes.
But just that maybe nobody knows them, and that's why she's
but
just
the man
going
is
about.
a celebrity in his church.
But in this case, the lady is not even thinking about disgrace. The lady wants the man to marry.
So he's still protecting the man for herself. But
you know,
and such ladies, when you look at their personality types, they always want to be understood.
Yeah.
And from everything she has written, she wants you to understand
Where she's
her
coming
direction,
from.
Yeah.
where her standing.
Yeah.
Such people will go to any extent if you don't share in their thoughts. You know, so I believe that even as parents, you have to be able to understand your child's makeup. That is her personality type. Then you know how you deal with that child. But you know, some parents tend to shun their children and go like, "Oh dear, I don't even know where you came from. You are not like me. You are not like your father." And then they try a little, and at a point they stop. At 18 years, that lady will be going to the university. So when you look at all of this, she should be out of the parents' control.
So Betty Shiraba Nelson Agodo said, is she aware to kidnap means to spend time in jail? How then will she continue her rendezvous with her married man? Genevieve Na Amele Kwe said, why would you even date someone for years? Why? It be African Cup of Nations? Talk less of married man. Seriously, the girl doesn't need any help at all. See her giving options and warnings that she doesn't want anyone to tell her to move on. She needs... Okay. So Felicia Akudai said, the lady needs a psychologist. It's better she accepts defeat and move on with her life.
Yeah.
And Awo Papin said the first thing we should ask the lady is if she's ready to listen to advice or be counseled. And Eunice Diaka said, thanks for this program. This girl needs serious counseling. And she needs to know there are people who have not had the chance she has gotten, and yet they are not married to. She will easily meet someone, so she should change her ways and move on. Angel Reid, who said, please tell her to move on because even 60 years old women are getting married. I just can't think far. Please, God is your strength, okay? Move on and see how another man will follow you and walk you down the aisle. Ezekiel Nelson Comey said, she's going through a lot of pain, but she's channeling it in the wrong way. Pain has a way of changing people for good or evil.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Someone said she should accept defeat. And that's exactly the point I wanted to
She's
come
not in any
to.
competition.
This is not a competition. Once the person is married to the woman, you cannot be a competitor. So what she should accept is her fault.
Side chick.
The first, yeah, she should know that she's a side chick.
She's
she
a
doesn't
side
want
chick.
it to be said, but that's what you are.
But you know, we've all
So
not said
mommy is
anything
married.
about the household.
Yeah, I'm about this. I'm waiting for you. I was saying this
House
house
are
is
like that.
dangerous. It's a dangerous. I pray that God opens the eyes of the woman to suck this lady up. I want because
are like that.
no, not all of them. There are some of them that can be very.
Yes, well.
I think she needs to forgive herself.
Okay, so Karen McMahon said the house help needs to be sacked. How can the lady even be so close with the house help?
The lady is not our.
That's what I'm saying that
the wife is not.
God has to prick this lady. Woman.
Also, this issue needs to be tackled physically, emotionally, and seriously.
Yeah.
Mommy, I just want to give a word of advice to the ladies out there. That in the first place, once you find out a man is married,
Right.
if even you didn't know from the beginning, from the moment you find out, Bible says that he who knows the right thing and does not do it, for him it's a sin. So once you get the knowledge about that thing, from that point, that is where your judgment begins. So this lady should accept her fault and be remorseful before God. She has committed a great sin. She should ask for forgiveness, and then if possible, ask for forgiveness from the man's wife. But if she's not willing to do that,
But I also
and this
feel
man
like
has to
this
repent
man,
too.
Listen, this man, I don't understand why some of these men would bring enmity between two women. This woman was on her own. This girl was on her own. Who knows? Maybe he even started with scriptures.
Yeah, you know.
The lady too should have
The only problem is that when an issue like this, the only problem is that when an issue like this happens, instead of the two women to pounce on the man and discipline this man, they are looking for how to eliminate the wife. You see, I'm sure the wife is disciplining the man, but the man is lying. He needs a second. No, Jesus. You have to do another.
So Nyaku Kwame said the man is wicked. How can he play with a teenager like that? He really worked on the lady's mind. Angel Reid, who said, please don't go and harass his wife again. Please, the man might buy her a private jet if you do that again.
That's so true.
I am sure that might rather kill you faster.
And the issue is not about the man saying that she came to seduce her. She's not moved by that. She's moved by the Range Rover. that they are buying.
Yes,
the
that,
properties that they are
tell me that this woman is like this, and then you rather go and buy her.
She's not telling us the cars the man has bought for
her. You see, cars for her too. Maybe the car is not up to Range Rover level yet.
Of course, you won't do that.
So, in short, what are you telling the lady? Because we have to sign out.
She should be born again. She should return to the Almighty, like Job 22:23. So her life will be built up again.
Okay. Provi?
Yeah, she should forgive herself and then move on. I can see that she's really hurt, and whenever a woman is hurt, it's very dangerous.
Yeah.
So she should forgive herself and then move on.
Okay. The Bible says, "Come and let us reason together. Even as your sin as red as scarlet, God will forgive and He wash you as white as snow." So this is a time for her to return back to God. Want to know God for herself. Forgive herself. Leave these married people alone. Move on. God is bringing a precious man your way, and your life will be better off.
This is a choice she has made. For every choice you make, there are consequences. If it's good, you have good reward. If it is bad, you have bad reward. And this is in the house of God, against God's institution. It means that punishment will come even to your fourth generation. So if you are ready to bear it, you can stay.
Okay. Charlie, your own day is harsh, pal. Hey, madam, what is that?
All I want to say is that she should accept her fault, not defeat. She should accept her fault because it's not a competition. Yeah. Accept that she's wrong. She has sinned against God.
Okay, Provi.
Life, whatever we think about your generations to come. Now, whatever you are looking for, your life does not belong to you. If God can take your life tomorrow, and then what will be the end of your life? So if even God has spared your life up to now, make amends with God, and then trust Him to still rebuild your life. If I was God, there will not be any second chance for you. But me, I'm not God. God is kind-hearted. God can still give you. God can still work on her and give her a good marriage.
Yeah. All right. So my take on that. Me, I think this man sees this woman as a sex toy. That is how he sees her. So this woman should just sit herself down. If she has to, she should go and contact maybe a psychologist and let them work on her. After that, look for a good church and submit to the church. That is what I think they should do. Hey, thank you very much. My name is Mimi Elbernard Nelson. You can call me Oluwa Kemi. This is the set of the prophet's wife, and we've had so much fun. I just hope this advice would help you. God bless you, and thank you for staying with us. Ta-da, bye.
Bye. I'll make them.